Now then, people, it's Joe, All Leeds TV, and it is your Transfer Weekly update. A new feature we're going to be running in the off-season. Whenever we get some transfer news, let's collate it all together and get it out to you guys. So this is what I've done for you, keeping you all updated. So let's start with incomings. First of all, we were linked with Ben White, centre-back, 21-year-old. Spent last season on loan at Newport in the early part. Second half of the season was spent at Peterborough. By all accounts, an exciting talent. I put out on Instagram a little Instagram TV video about the subject. A few people commented, said, listen, he's a quality centre-back. We were actually linked, or Bielsa was actually offered him. It was put to Bielsa last summer, Ben White as an option for centre-back. At that time, Bielsa said, no, I'm okay, I have enough cover. Does it mean now Bielsa realises we need more bodies there? Is it direct competition for Cooper and Janssen? Or is the bodies leaving? That's another thing we have to think about. Look, Cooper, by all accounts, is judged to be signing a new deal soon. Berardi, I know a lot of people would consider moving him on. Maybe the club do as well. I personally would keep him. I just think he's ultimate utility player, a bit like Stewie Dallas across the back line, can play anywhere. So I would keep Berardi. The contentious one's Pontus Janssen. I know Conor said a few bits. I know a lot of people. He's a bit like Marmite at the moment, isn't he? And you never would have thought that a couple of seasons ago. But it's all about me at times, and that's my opinion on it. And I do think if a big offer came in, just been listening to the Square Ball podcast, they mentioned Benfica were interested. There'll be other clubs undoubtedly interested, and I do think, look, we're not a cash-rich club. If an offer comes in for him substantial enough, I do think we'll accept it. I genuinely do feel that. Janssen said he wants to stay, but he's also said at the same time he understands if Leeds need the money, then I'll have to move on. So is Ben White brought in as competition, or to be a first starter, or is he just cover? Who knows? But I'm excited by the prospect of bringing in a young English centre-back. Moving on, obviously the big one for me is the wings. That's where we need to strengthen. Phil here said we could see up to 3 wingers coming in this window. I do believe one of them will be Jack Harrison. For me, it's already a done deal. I think Leeds want him, Bielsa wants him. Pep, he's not ready for City. I don't think he'll ever be ready for City personally. Sorry, Jack. But Pep will want him to go out on loan, and where better to send him than with Bielsa, his football father in a way. So I just see that deal being done. However, if we start the season with just Jack Harrison, ain't going to work for me. And that's why we've been linked with another potential target. And what a target it is, Helder Costa. Bought at Wolves 2017, I think it was, 30 million record buy at the time. I'm not sure if I'm wrong, correct me, no doubt you will. But listen, let me just reel off some of his stats. During his time in the Championship, he appeared 71 times, scored 15 goals, assisted 14, 7.1 average rating in his first season in the league, and he had 1.6 key passes per game. That is the sort of player we need in the side. That is the sort of deal that we need to get done. Listen, my mates are Borough season ticket holders. They came to me. A lot of their stuff was on Twitter, and they, quoted it saying, "Look, these are the sort of deals we need to be getting done. Borough need to pull their, finger out of their arse and all that sort of jazz." So it shows, that how many seasons have us Leeds fans looked at deals and gone, "We should be doing that. We should have been after that person." People are thinking that about us now. People are genuinely see us as top level competition next season because Bielsa's staying and because we're getting linked with bodies like this. I would absolutely love Helder Costa to be pulling on the famous white shirt next season. I'm just excited by the prospect that Phil said we could see up to three wingers come in, and that's where we lacked. So ultimately they recognise that and they're going after bodies. I do think Jack Harrison will be one of them. Almost 95% sure. Not sure on Helder Costa, and the reason that's been is, listen, he's been a bit part player in the Prem. Wolves might want to get shot permanently, and if they do, we're going to be priced out of it. We're not cash rich. We ain't got money to be even close to that 30 million they probably want. They might even want more, you know what I mean? But they're definitely going to want to recuperate what they paid for him. And they have the super agent, bloody Jorge Mendes, involved, so no doubt he'll be able to get him a deal if they do want a permo done. So hopefully, they'll be happy with the loan. I believe we have a decent relationship with Wolves. I think we've seen that. I know Rad's called them out and all that stuff, but listen, the fact we got Douglas for the price we did, who by the way, for me, will be like a brand new signing next season. I'm almost certain that Douglas is going to rip it up. So if you give me Douglas and Costa on one wing, absolutely buzzing. So fingers crossed that can be done. Another one for me that I do just want to chat about, obviously, the fact that we're not being linked with strikers at the minute. I'm hopeful that, you know, Roof takes a new deal. I believed at one point Palace and maybe Southampton were interested. It seems to have gone a bit quiet, much like the Jack Clark thing. But the one thing that I do want to get my teeth into a little bit is the goalkeeper situation. The reason I say that is, look, BPF's an international goalkeeper. International. So therefore he needs games. He's come out and said, listen, I'll stay at Leeds. However, I want to be number one. I'm not one of them keepers who's going to sit on the sideline and be happy with it. Don't just want to pick up a wage. I want to, you know, I want to do something in the game. And he's an international goalie, so you can see why you would want that. Do I think he's ready? Me, personally, no. Do I think Leeds and Bielsa think he's ready? No. He's been told by the club apparently that they're willing to look at a new deal. However, what he did say was that he hasn't heard of him since that time, and it's been 2 weeks. And he also said they said exactly the same to him last year. So what does that tell you? Are they 100% sold on BPF? Are you? Let me know in the comments. The other one is Kiko. I wouldn't mind Kiko starting next season. Do I think he will? No. And the reason being is because of his wage. I think he's a big stature player, maybe bigger than what the Championship. Personally, a lot of you will think, what are you talking about? Look at the errors he made. I totally get that. But I just think, you know, the wages that he's on, he's played at Real Madrid. There'll be other clubs in Spain, across Europe, that'll probably want to take him. So I do, and by all accounts, I do believe the club are willing to listen to offers, and I believe he's one of our highest earners. So I do think they'll move him on. So where does that leave us? If the club don't think BPF is ready, and Kiko goes on, where does that leave us? Does that mean we will need to go after a new goalkeeper? That's something you've got to consider. Could we need two? Or would we just need one and leave Will Huffer on the bench? You don't know, do you? But listen, I would love Westwood. We all would love Westwood. I'm gutted that Bruce went in, because if Bruce didn't go in at Chef Wednesday and he knows how good Westwood is, we could have got Westwood done. However, we didn't. The ones that were mooted in January was Carl Darlow and Fabry. Now, Fulham are going to drop down, so will Fabry stay with Fulham? Who knows? For me, Carl Darlow could be the one that could get done. I do think we might go after a goalkeeper just because of our current situation. BPF doesn't want to sit on the bench. Kiko's on too much. I think they might both move on. How mad would that be? Could they? I'm not sure. That's just me surmising. No ITK. I'm just giving my thoughts, my opinions. If you agree, disagree, that's entirely up to you. I think it's quite fitting, though, that in 2 weeks he hadn't had no contact, and then he went on to say, did BPF, that they said exactly the same to him last year. Still no deal done. Does Kiko stay? Does he go? Do I stay or should I go? All that jazz. So it'll be interesting to see. But listen, it's positive, and I just want to stress one key point. Bielsa has said he wants deals done before they come back for training, for pre-season training. That's the 24th of June. We're on the 7th today. You know, so it's going to be a busy few weeks. So make sure you keep it locked to All Leeds TV. And I do think Bielsa said he wanted assurances. He's got them with, you know, changes to the training ground, the swimming pool, the running track, all that stuff, remote bloody recording of training. He's got all that. He'll also want assurances with deals done and done in the time that he's asked, you know. We've seen last season with Bamford and Douglas, full pre-season, you need it with Bielsa. So hopefully we're going to start seeing incomings and soon. And how unlike Leeds is it that we've got a coach that started the same... I mean, it was Grayson since the last time this happened. And how unlike Leeds would it be if we could have deals done and ready and raring to go before we're even back for pre-season? Bielsa wants it. Hopefully he gets it. So 24th of June. We're on the 7th. It's going to be a busy few weeks. But really excited by the prospect of Helder Costa. So excited. You know, Wolves have waxed lyrical about him. You know, everyone knows about Helder Costa in this division. He absolutely tore it up. And having Douglas and Costa on that left-hand side would be electric. And there's prospect of another winger incoming as well. And then you've got Jack Clark, if Jack Clark stays. You know, you've got the emergence of Shackleton. More of the youth we might see, you know. Got Robbie Gort, Struick, you know. Bogus. There's more to come. So it's positive, really positive, and a positive start to the window that these are the sort of bodies that are getting mentioned. I'll leave you again with Costa stats. 71 appearances, 15 goals, 14 assists, 7.1 average rating, and 1.6 key passes per game. So it's there. It's what we need. It's what we've missed, and hopefully we can get that deal done. But make sure you hit a like on the video. Make sure you share and subscribe. It's been a while. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy being back. So let me know your comments, and I make sure I will reply to them when I can. And let us know what you think about this as a feature. Let us know any thoughts you might want moving forward. Listen, it's the off-season. We're willing to play around with it a bit. But thank you very much. Next time we do this, you'll probably see Conor or Oscar doing it. We're going to alternate it. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, it's been a pleasure. Marching on together. Could it be our time? No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Leeds. Yay.